Alright, we have a long journey here, and spoiler, I get dunked on by the Collector. Oh my gosh, I forgot how bad that fight was. I don't even want to talk about it, but yeah. First off, though, we have some Act 5 Chapter 1 bosses. I'm gonna just beat these up because not the biggest deals. I feel like the real sauce is in Act 5 Chapter 2. But here we have this Moon Knight boss. No big deal. Hulkling is just super good and just super overpowered, so he just takes these bosses with pretty much absolute ease. So yeah, Hulkling, man, such a good character. I was gonna ascend him, but I just chose not to because I feel like Ascension is just for 5 stars and up. But there is Moon Knight down, here is Iron Patriot, no big deal, same stuff. Act 5 got pretty much slaughtered, except for the Collector. They left the Collector the same, and don't know why, but I mean, fair enough, he is an endgame boss. But the health pools were lowered a ton. Additionally, global nodes are no more pretty much. They removed like brute force, what else was there? Power shield, things like that. They don't have it for every fight now, which is insane to me because that was like an important part of Act 5 originally, right? But now no more. It's just generic fights for the entire thing. Well, not the entire thing, because some paths have the global nodes, right? But besides that, it is just generic fights, which is kind of crazy to me. But here we have this Electro boss, and this one was just goofy, man, because one of two things was going to happen. Either one, I was just going to plop because of the damage back, or two, I was going to outdamage the damage back, which sounds impossible, right? But we somehow do it, because check this out, man. Hulkling is just way too crazy, just way too strong of a champion. There I mess up, but it's fine. I get the unblockable too early, but things aren't looking too bad so far. And then just check out this sequence. It is a bit absurd. So I go in, get my unblockable, drop the SB2, and it just one-shots him. I survived because I one-shot him with the SB2. How wild is that, man? But yeah, Electro's down, and now it is time for the final boss, which is Archangel. No big deal. The global nodes weren't really all that, or the linked nodes either, so this was just a pretty much nothing fight. And yeah, I don't know how to feel about the Act 5 nerf. It was fun originally, like having all the global nodes, but now it's rare to see them, and the health pools were dropped severely, so I just don't know, man. I feel like the nerf wasn't needed. I don't know, because I don't have the stats on like how players were doing in Act 5, but from what I've seen, I feel like Act 6 is still the problem act here, but according to Gabam, Act 5 was a problem too, so it's now nerfed. But thankfully, because of the nerf, we got some massive rewards from it too, so it is a fair trade-off. I mean, that doesn't really make sense, right? Why would you nerf something then give it increased rewards? But hey, I'm not complaining, man. The rewards for Act 5 now are just insane. But now it is time for Act 5 Chapter 2, the real struggle. So first up is this Psylocke. Now Psylocke, no big deal. Additionally, power shield on this chapter removed for the most part. Some lanes still have it, but there's also lanes that just don't have any nodes whatsoever. So it still has me 50-50 on, you know, my opinions on the change, but I'm not going to complain. I'm just going to take it and just do the content and just have an easier time with it overall. But yeah, Hulkling still just destroys these fights. Look at that damage output, man. Here I don't have Cruelty unlocked just yet, so yeah, my crit damage is pretty abysmal, but we'll fix it soon. But yeah, she's down. Super fast fight, really simple, and that is Quest 1 done of Act 5 Chapter 2. Now, it is time for the Hood, and I could have used Joe Fixit, but I just chose to use Hulkling because, I don't know, Hulkling is a comfort character, really straightforward to play, insane damage output, and if you mess up, he has the regen, but Hood can just remove that as well, so gotta watch out for that too. And I am honestly surprised that I speedran Uncollected this fast. This wasn't the plan in the slightest. The plan was to just take it slow, but Uncollected unlocks so much stuff. It unlocks Battlegrounds, right? And Battlegrounds is honestly one of the best things for a progressing player, because the 5-star shards, the 6-star shards are most like prevalent inside Battlegrounds. So that is the thing to have unlocked. You want it unlocked ASAP. And additionally, Cavalier gets some insane rewards too for Battlegrounds. So you want Cavalier ASAP as well. So I'm going to push for Cavalier pretty much instantly. Now after Cavalier, I don't know what's next, because 6.2 through 6.4 is pretty annoying, especially with like an underdeveloped roster. But beating 6.4, getting a rank 3 character can just be so game changing, because Thronebreaker 6-star shards are just super good as well. But there is the hood down, not too bad, a bit of a longer fight for sure, but doesn't really matter. And that is Act 5, Chapter 2, Quest 2 complete. We are 4 quests away from the Collector. And I was nervous here, man, because the Collector, like I said, didn't get nerfed. He was not changed in the slightest. He is still as bad as he was before. I know that you can solo him with a 4-star character, but you have to have insane amount of skill for that, and I am just a new player. Well, not really, but technically I'm a new player in this account, so I have some excuses. But yeah, Hulkling against Joe Fixit, no big deal. That's a lie, because I get destroyed in this fight. I don't like, not survive, but I do kind of get dunked on a little bit. Like right there, look at that damage, man. He took out pretty much all of my HP, just like that. He needs to chill out for sure. And there I had to drop my SP2 without any unblockable, so I lost out on some Furies. So things aren't looking too good at all. He now has Petrify on me, so I can't regen all too much. This is just going so south. But Hulkling, he recovers it because he is Hulkling, right? He is just that good. So I get the unblockable. I drop the SP2. Some pretty nice damage there. Not too shabby at all. Here he drops the SP2. He tried to catch me there, but it didn't work, so joke's on him. And yeah, things are looking pretty good now. Here he drops the SP1. Yeah, and look at the health, man. I am so low, but I get it done, thankfully. So that is Joe Fixit down. A really sketchy solo. But now it is time for the final 3 quests. So next up is Act 5, Chapter 2, Quest 4, which is Masochism. However, they nerfed it, and now only a select few fights have Masochism. So that is a massive change. And one thing that might be a problem is the fact that Kabam is making content really easy for players, right? So it doesn't really train them for what's coming up, because Act 5 to Act 6 is such a massive difficulty increase. It is like not even funny. And with the nerf, it becomes an even bigger jump. And I don't know if players can just handle it like that, man. So that is one problem for sure that I've noticed, that yeah, once you nerf content for like the lower acts, it makes people unprepared for what's coming up in Act 6, because Act 6 is still arguably the hardest piece of act content when you like compare it to what players' progression levels are. So yeah, I don't know about that, man. It might have been a bad change in some cases, but the rewards buff was still insane. And that was Storm down, and Storm had Caltrops, by the way, so that was a really tough fight, but we got it down because Hulkling is just Hulkling. But yeah, like I was saying, it's good and bad for sure. I feel like it's more good overall because it makes getting to Act 6 a bit easier, but then, like I said, once you're in Act 6, you're kind of just left stranded there. Now it's time for Daredevil, and Daredevil actually does have Bane on him, which finally, man, a boss that has one of the nodes. Who would have thunk it? But yeah, also has a ton of different stuff as well. So this guy was honestly no laughing matter. He was a boss for sure. He has actual nodes now, so gotta look out for all that, man. But Hulkling still just demolishes him. There he does a full 5 combo into my block. You'll love to see it. But we just build up the Pierce, and I don't know if I'm playing Hulkling right, but this is what I do. I hit into the block to start the fight and get my 4 Pierce up. Then I build to SP2, get my 4 Aptitudes up. Then I drop 1 hit into the block, drop the SP2, and then game over for the most part. Is that what y'all do, or am I playing him wrong? I hope I'm playing him right, but it seems like the right thing to do. I am a Hulkling noob, so I don't know what I'm doing, but I think that's the correct way. But correct me if I'm wrong, please. But there we dropped the SP2, some pretty nice damage output, and look at those numbers, man. For a 4-star champion unascended, not too shabby at all. But here he gets passive for some reason, but it doesn't matter, he's almost down anyway. But then he drops the SP2, which is the biggest time stall ever, right next to his SP1, which is the real biggest time stall ever. This man is just a time stall and a half, but we dropped the SP2 and he is now down. No big deal. Hulkling is just too good. But now it is time for Act 5, Chapter 2, Quest 6, the final boss being the Collector. I was nervous, obviously, man. The Collector is still, in my opinion, the hardest boss in the game because his mechanics are still just super annoying to deal with, and he just has so much just utter garbage as abilities. And I get dunked on here. I get absolutely embarrassed, and just don't laugh too hard when you watch this, please, because yeah, it was a low point on this account for sure. I was sad after this, man, because I got completely dunked on, but you'll see. So first up is Hulkling. He is my go-to champion, so of course he goes first. Just want a decent run here, man, and I don't know how to fight this guy. I forgot completely. It's been so long, so I have no idea in the slightest what to do, but I was like, let's just play Hulkling normally here, and it kind of works. We kind of get something going, but it just wasn't enough for sure. But yeah, not too bad so far. This honestly has potential, right? But then check this out. I lose half my health to 1 SP2, and then the reality hit me that this fight is gonna be really bad, and it was really bad. But yeah, that was the message delivered. But here I get less block damage, thankfully. But that first SP2 just really did a number on me for sure. But yeah, this was a good first attempt, I guess, but we just get obliterated there. Yeah, not terrible, not too great either. Kind of just happened, so it's something. But now it is time for attempt number 2 with Hulkling. I have potions, so I'm not really worried about my low health, but I run out of potions pretty fast, so it becomes a bit of a mess. And the worst part is, this is the easy phase of the Collector. It gets a lot more difficult in the lower phases, and I mean a lot more. Like, how is this fight even a thing more difficult? But let's just see how this second attempt goes. And here he has protection now, which means I can't do a certain percent of damage output to him, or else he goes unstoppable, so that's really fun. I love this fight, guys. It's so fun. It's a really fun fight. You should try it out sometimes. I'm just kidding. Avoid this fight every way possible. But yeah, I dropped this SP2 here again, and it does some pretty nice damage output. Or do I drop it? I guess I choose not to for now, but I will drop it eventually. Here I drop it, and it does a good chunk of damage, which is perfect. That's what I need right now. And now, in this phase, he has unblockable special attacks, which is such a grand time. You'll love to see that. That is my favorite thing about this fight. And there, I just missed the dex and I get one shot. Amazing. Did I mention how fun this fight is? This is just such a grand time. I'm having a good time. I don't know about y'all. I'm kidding, of course. This is miserable. This is just so miserable. If I did this live or something, I would have just ended the stream, because yeah, this is just not fun. I want to have fun, and this is not it, man. But you know, it's a necessary evil, because once you get this guy down, you unlock battlegrounds, and then you're just chilling. But here is attempt number 3, but very soon we'll lose count, so just keep that in mind. That's how bad this goes in the end. But yeah, here I can just get a combo going, drop the SP2, not too shabby, some nice damage there. He intercepts him with the SP1, and I just, yeah, really fun times, guys, really fun times. But here is attempt number 4 with Elsa Bloodstone, just to test the waters with her, and it goes okay, I guess. Not the best option for sure because of the tenacity, but besides the tenacity, she just has some great base damage output, so I'll take it. You know, 6-star Elsa is a great character. So here I dropped this P1 for some increased crit rate, not too shabby. And then check this out, man. I almost got the full dex. I was so close. But doesn't matter. I just got one shot. So Now let's try just any other champion, I guess. We're just gonna revive, I believe, Hulkling. And at this point, I was just like, okay, what do I do? Here's what I do. I try Joe Fixit. And this is just embarrassing. So I just, I get a hit in. Nice. I get 2 hits in. Nice. 3 hits. Wow, Joe, calm down. And then, yeah, I get some more hits in. I'm like, whoa, hold on. I'm actually doing something here. And then I just get intercepted and I get, yeah, fun times. But hey, Joe, for having 7% health, did a ton of work there. So you gotta appreciate Joe. Joe, I respect you, man. Look at him go. He put in his work. He did his honest hard work. But now it's time for Elsa Bloodstone again. And we do damage. Look at that, man. She's doing it all right. She is getting him down to 20%, and 20% is the painful part of this. So we're now preparing for some really fun times. Check that out. There he whiffs, so joke's on him. That's what you get. But yeah, he eventually just finishes me off, and it's just a grand time, guys. The degen gets to me, and that is it. So it is what it is. That wasn't a bad attempt by any means. So let's try out Elsa Bloodstone again. I was like, you know what? Elsa just has the best base damage output with no ramp, and she should be doing pretty decent here. So let's just try again. And we try again. We do. And yeah, we get intercepted. And yeah, this is, that is, I have to take a walk of shame now. I am currently pacing in my room, and I'm taking my walk of shame right now. That is fantastic. That is just fantastic. Oh man, I could have just like edited that out because I did 0 damage. You couldn't even tell if I like edited it right, but I just thought I'd keep it there just to show my shame, just to let y'all witness just how terrible I am. This is just, yeah, look at that. Oh my god, that's even worse. He just goes unstoppable. And then he just like taps me, and then I just fall to the floor. That's amazing. Oh my gosh, this is just comical. This is just comical. Let's see. 11%. We are almost there. This has been brutal. The first 3 attempts were okay. Like, they were decent, right? But then this is just a clown fiesta, as a certain British man likes to say. And yeah, there I got clown fiesta'd again. So yeah, just dancing on my grave at this point, dude. So fun, so fun. And here I revive Elsa because why not? Just, I've lost all hope already. May as well just end it with a bang, right? And there we do a combo, guys. We do a combo. We actually do some damage output here, and he drops a heavy attack. I do some more damage, and I get him down. You know, that was sad. That was a sad time. No fun was had in those 8 brutal minutes, but we did it. We got him down. Collector is now collected. All that sorrow and pain, just worth it in the end, because I now have Battlegrounds unlocked. I now have these nice tier 4 Classicalis selectors. I am feeling a lot better now, but that was the lowest point of this account by far. That was just rough. That was just so rough. Here is a cutscene, and there's Collector and all of his glory getting, you know, destroyed by the Grandmaster. He deserves it, man. He deserves it. Grandmaster at least is doable with any character. Collector is just a unit grab. So yeah, I'm team Grandmaster all the way. I think Collector is the cooler character, but boss fight wise, oh my gosh, just the worst to deal with. And yeah, that wraps that up. That was a pain. That was a grand time. That was a doozy, as they say. My goodness, man, that was something else. But yeah, there's a gift. Thank you for that gift. There is some Iron Man bundles. Don't know why I'm getting that right now, but hey, it is what it is. There is my relics gift, a free 3-star relic and some ISO for it. Not too shabby. There is my Become Uncollected title. There we go. And there is the unlocking of Battlegrounds. And there is my title, my rightfully deserved title, because yeah, that was a pain and a half to get. But there we go. Uncollected on the alt account. I think it was, what, 7 or 8 days? Not too shabby at all. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on this Uncollected run. It was a pain. It was a doozy. It was a grand time. However you want to say it, it was just a time indeed. And yeah, that's about it for me.